I'm Alex Thompson, and thank you for tuning into Alex's Sports Talk Show, where today I'm going to be breaking down the wild card games on Sunday for the NFL. I'm going to be doing the AFC in a live stream tomorrow, 1-4 at 12 o'clock noon. So I will break down the matchups between the Patriots and the Titans, and then the Bills and the Texans. So it's going to be really exciting. Please tune into that tomorrow, 1-4 Saturday, 12 o'clock noon sharp. It'll be great. But today I'm going to be talking about the NFC, talking about the Sunday games. There will be two Sunday games. There will be one at 10 o'clock. It'll be the Saints versus the Vikings. Should be a great game. And then the second game will be later in the day. It'll be the Seattle Seahawks versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Two of my favorite teams. It's going to be great. So let's break down the first game first, shall we? Let's do it. Saints versus Vikings. You got the Saints with the 3 seed, 13-2. Vikings 10-6. Fun stat of the video for today. Drew Brees threw 15 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the month of December and finished with a QBR of 116.3. That is the best of the month of December. And something else about the Saints is that they boast the number one run defense again. So look for Dalvin Cook to have a really, really tough game. They're probably going to pound him, but due to the rest that him, Dalvin Cook, and Adam Thielen have had over the past couple weeks, I think it's going to be in a very explosive Minnesota Vikings offense. Vikings have missed out on Thielen for most of the season. He's probably played maybe 6 games at best, but he's going to come back. It's going to be good, and it's going to make it very explosive for Kirk Cousins, who is 0-15. Yes, 0-15 against teams that have finished with 12 or more wins in a season. However, that's not going to matter for Mr. Kirk. That's not going to matter because he's going to have almost a career day down in New Orleans. He's going to throw for 320 pass yards or more. He's going to throw for 3 touchdowns and only have 1 interception. Yes, he's going to have a really, really great game. He's going to have about 60% completion, I think. I just think that with that run defense being so predominant, that they're going to have to throw it. And you got weapons. You got Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, Laquan Treadwell. Very good. And you got Dalvin Cook coming out of the back to catch screens. Very big runner, very burly, and can knock you down. Some key matchups of this game, I have Alvin Kamara in the pass game versus those linebackers for the Vikings. You got Eric Kendricks and you got Anthony Barr. I really think that Alvin Kamara had a really poor 2019 compared to his 2018 season. However, those playoffs are completely different than the regular season. Watch for it to be turned up. Yes, it's going to be turned up. I think we're going to see a lot of dink and dunk from Drew Brees to Alvin Kamara, and so Alvin Kamara is just going to get the ball, get into some space, and just do what he does best, getting yardage. Also watch for Michael Thomas to have a kind of a big game. He just had the most receptions in a season, passing Marvin Harrison previously. It's going to be a really good game. It's going to be kind of close. I have the Saints with 33 points, and then I have the Vikings with 26. I think that the Vikings get a 4th down stop, probably about midfield or so. And they're going to go play the Packers in Wisconsin. It's going to be a good one. Next, we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks game. If you can't know, I'm already a Seahawks fan. I got a couple of things behind me to let you know that is. I also have a picture with rookie receiver DK Metcalf above me. It's going to be a great game. I'm actually dubbing this game the injury game because both these teams have so many different injuries. The Eagles, their injuries includes their wide receivers. You got Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, Deshaun Jackson, who have been beaten up and held out most of the year. And then you got Zach Ertz, who is actually doubtful to play, and he's been the number one reliable receiver, especially for Carson Wentz. And that's going to be hard to see him not play. But those are just some of the injuries. Plus the right side of the line, Brandon Brooks, and Lane Johnson might not play. So Jadeveon Clowney, who's not going to be 100%, might have a big game. Look out for that. Now going to Seattle. Seattle's got some big injuries. Running backs. They had to sign Marshawn Lynch. That's how many running backs they've gone through. Chris Carson, fifth leading rusher, he's out with a hip. Rashad Penny, backup, really emerging this year. He tore his ACL. He's out. And then CJ Prosise is out. Dwayne Brown is still week to week with his biceps. And then Justin Britt tore his ACL, and he's done for the season as well. So it's going to be tough, especially Fletcher Cox. I feel like he's going to kind of be blowing up the line of scrimmage. So we got to make sure, well, not we, but the Seattle's got to make sure that they double team Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham. He's also a big line disruptor. Let's look at some stats for these guys. Russell Wilson, I think he's going to be leading the charge for this game. I honestly think that the running game might not really be there, so it's going to be Russell Wilson just throwing. I think he's going to have 300-plus yards passing and 2+ touchdowns. Now, on the other side of that coin, I got Carson Wentz. He's going to have a pretty okay game. He's going to have 240 yards plus, 2 touchdowns, interception, and a fumble. The last time these two teams played was Week 12. Seattle went to Philadelphia and won 17-9. Seattle defense forced 5 different turnovers. I do not think that's going to happen. I think it might be like 3 or 4. No Zach Ertz, weeks, skilled receivers. I think the NFC East champs are going to run. Last week, Boston Scott had 3 rushing touchdowns. I think we're going to see a heavy dose of Miles Sanders and Boston Scott. I think that's going to help set up the play action for Carson Wentz to kind of find some time. But look for the Eagles to run the ball. Score predictions. Let's see what we got. Seattle, I think Russell Wilson's going to lead another game-winning fourth quarter drive. I think it's going to be Seattle 24, Eagles 20. Seattle moves on and faces the Niners in the division round. That's the 3rd time they get to play this year. It's going to be exciting. They get to play in San Fran, and guess who won that game in San Fran? Oh, that's right, Seattle won that game. So I got my fingers crossed. But 1 week at a time. Those are my predictions. Please drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe. Please subscribe and stay tuned. Tomorrow, Saturday, 1/4, second live stream talking about the AFC Wild Card. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day. Peace.